Coach, you know, obviously a difficult season-ending loss, and your team had taken lead into the halftime. It looked like you'd found some things offensively.
We did. We attacked the rim. I mean, you get 36 free throws, you're doing something right. We just only made 21 of them. And I felt like the threes would go at some point. Other than Jordan, they really didn't. But they were good threes. And but at the end of the day, attacking the rim was the most important attribute for us tonight, as was offensive rebounding on the offensive end. We did that. We got into the bonus early, both halves, and we just didn't make enough of them to make a difference. You're not going to beat very many people when you only shoot 58% from the foul line. So the good news is we got them. The bad news is we didn't make enough of them, and then that allowed them, to, especially late, to kind of stretch the lead a little bit.
Of course, we got to go in the locker room tonight, and there was a lot of hurt guys in there.
No question.
I mean, despite how y'all season has been, I mean, a guy like Tyree Crump, for example, in tears just about.
Yeah, well, you're catching him at the tail end of that. No,
yeah.
They care.
Yeah.
This is not easy to not get the result, right? It's not easy as a 52-year-old man to not get the result. It's certainly not easy when you're an 18 to 22-year-old person, right? And you're going every day, and you're being asked and being demanded of, and I give them a lot of credit, because whether it was the walkthrough today inside of Vanderbilt, or whether it's the film sessions, whether it's yesterday's practice, Monday's practice, last week's practice, these guys come. And that's easier said than done. There's a lot of teams around the country when the result's not coming that I don't know if they practice the way that our guys do. They care. There's a tenaciousness to them. There's a toughness that's grown. They have a stick-to-itiveness, and it'll help our team in the future, and it'll help everybody in their life because of going through it. And again, it doesn't, I mean, it's miserable not to get the right result. It's miserable. But they're coming back day after day and going hard and putting themselves in position to win. Hopefully it's going to pay off for this program in the very near future, and hopefully it's going to pay off for everybody that leaves it as those seniors move into their life. Know that you stick with things, good things can happen.
Did you think this season might, in terms of one-loss record, might be something similar to what it was?
I had no idea.
Well, my point is because you wanted the system to get installed and the players to learn it. I mean, how do you balance?
Yeah, it's hard. There's no way to really know. I don't think like that. You know, I didn't know the league, for one thing. It'd be so different if I had a better idea of the league, but I don't, and I didn't know the guys, right? I haven't been here a year yet, so like, I don't put a lot on hypotheticals. You have to stay truly focused day in and day out. Now, was a lot asked of them? Were there a lot of changes? Were we missing some things? Probably. There's no question at the end right here, it really hurt us when we lost Ray. There's no question. I mean, because we don't have anybody, you know, I learned this a long time ago. Everybody says next man up. Well, it's not next man up if the other guy is as good as that guy that just went down. And we missed him. We missed the scoring. We missed the guy that could make easy buckets. I mean, that's not an excuse. It's just what it is. And we've just got to keep learning to get better and move from there.
As far as Jordan goes in his performance tonight, you'd seen a lot from him in practice. We'd seen flashes, but for him to put it all together, I mean, how much satisfaction do you take in seeing a guy grow like that, and how much excitement does that even give you?
Well, a year ago he wasn't even on the team, right? So when you think about the fact that what he's done to improve, he had a hunger. You know, he'd been left out, right? And that hunger to make it, that hunger to be a part of it is what's been a driving factor for him. Now he's got to take the next step, and then he's got to take the step after that. And the step after that, the next step is the consistency of it. Playing with an edge absolutely every day. Because he has an edge because he wanted to make it. He wanted to be inside of the program. He wanted to be here. It was not there for him. And when you lose something that you love, I watched Dwayne Wade go through this the freshman year. I mean, if you ever asked him, he would tell you the most important year of his basketball life was the year that he sat out because he couldn't travel. All he could do was practice. Now this is different when you're off the team, but when you lose something that's very, very important to you that you love dearly, you're gonna appreciate it. Now, can he take the next step? And that's what he's gonna have to do. And I'm not very futuristic yet. It's like I'm not very reflective yet, but that's gonna be really crucial.
Concerned about Nickeil's clocks tonight? He told us in there he's got to talk with his family before he makes any decision on his future. Would you think he would benefit a great deal from another year?
I'm in a great place with Nick. I'm in a great place with Nick. So we'll just ride all of that out. And I've been down this road so many times with guys, and you want that. You want guys that aspire, and you want guys that have potential, and it works itself out. And you know, whatever ends up being the absolute best for him is what's going to happen. And there's a lot of improvement left in him, and he's got a lot of basketball in his future, and he made a lot of strides this year. And we'll just ride it out.
What do you mean you're in a great place with him?
Oh, I love the kid. I mean, I say that. That's what I mean. We haven't gotten into future. I mean, I love his attitude. I just mean on a daily process. I mean, the way he works, and the way he attacks, the way he responds. That's what I mean by that.
When you all take the floor for your next real game in November, what vibe do you expect in year two, given that you're bringing
I'm not
more?
there. I'm sorry, Mark.
Too
I'm
early?
really not. Yeah, I mean, the season just ended. But
Sure.
I mean, what do I expect? I expect a team that we just keep getting better and better. I mean, what vibe would I want to expect? Right? I want to expect.
Well, I
one
mean,
that's gonna
you're going to be having more players come in that you've recruited for your system.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's about the recruiting certainly, but it's also about the improvement of your guys on
Sure.
a daily level, and we'll get to that.
No, not
We'll get to that at some point. But I have no doubt in my mind that this program is going to be on an uptick. I have no doubt in my mind.
What is the timeline, Coach? I know you're going to have some time off, but as far as when you guys get back to off-season
Well, you
workouts,
have to give 7 days. There's a 7-day window. There's a 7-day window that people have. Thank you. How you doing? Good. Good. There's a 7-day window that they're given, and then we kind of go from there.
When Cody Zeller signed with Indiana, was that a starting point for your program in terms of,
It was an elevation point.
Yeah.
It elevated it. We had some good young players in the program, but it elevated it. It made it really cool to go to Indiana to play in the school like that. And obviously, Indiana had tremendous success with Indiana guys, but they understood that, and our players continue to get better and better, and that's the most important thing. That you continue to develop the players on your team, and continue to recruit for the future of guys that are going to come in and be able to impact your program.
And this is probably a question that's probably going to follow what you just told Mark, and does not really think about it yet, maybe not know yet, but would you be surprised with any more attrition other than the seniors? Right
I
now?
think attrition's part of the game. I don't think there's any program that's immune from that. College football, college baseball, college basketball, women's basketball. Yeah, I think the bottom line is this. For me, I coach. Everybody gets coached every day, right? There's opportunities that you take advantage of or you don't. There's decisions that have to be made as you go through it, and that becomes part of it. That becomes part of the game. And I always tell them the old saying about the worst of all frauds is to cheat yourself. And as a coach, the last thing I'm going to do is cheat them on getting better. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to get to play the way they want to play or play the amount of minutes, but that becomes part of it. So I don't put a lot of thought into that right now, and those things work themselves out. And we haven't really crossed that bridge yet.
Was there anything you can share about the message you left your players with after this game?
They just had a record-breaking year for attendance. I mean, at some point in time, that's going to hit them. And those people wouldn't have been coming if they weren't continuing to play hard and continue to have opportunities to win games, even when we didn't win. And it says a lot about the fans, the way that they kept coming, but it says a lot about them and the spirit and toughness that they continued to work to play with. And you never let the outside, you never let things speak for you. Your work does. Your work ethic, your passion for it. And I just want to see guys as they leave, whether they're in the program, future, whether they're graduating, whatever it is, that you understand how to be selfless at a high level. You understand how to be a problem solver at a high level. You understand that at some point in time in your life, you're going to have to be the spiritual leader of your home, and you become more and more ready for that. And you have to move forward with a level of awareness, and that's how you just keep working and turn yourself into being an uncommon person in this world, right? And that's what you go to Georgia and you get that level of education, and you get that level of what's there, and then you play college basketball. There is absolutely no reason for you not to go off and have success in life, or to come back on the team. Whatever it's to everybody. And You come into a place like Georgia with a certain amount of class, you gain class and integrity as you go through it, and you aspire to an even higher level of that. And that's how we've got to keep moving forward.
Cool.
All right?
Thank
Thank
sir.
you.